Something pretty interesting happened in the markets yesterday. First off, read this disclaimer carefully, and like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's go to the mega trends. Okay, so this is the trading that happened, yesterday, when it was the primary conclusion was that Biden would win the presidency. It is not by any means a clear conclusion yet, though. It's going to be contested, and there's a lot of risks on the horizon, but it's very interesting to see which theme went up the most. Can you see it? Yes. My Alzheimer's theme, which consists of a bunch of healthcare companies that develop, medications and treatments of all sorts for Alzheimer's disease, it had a huge move. Hence, Wall Street very clearly think, number one, that Mr. B likely has Alzheimer's. More, they probably think that it will become publicly known during the presidency. Hence, they are buying these stocks beforehand, because if, Mr. B steps aside, let's say that he becomes president, he steps aside because of the disease, then we would certainly expect the companies developing solutions for that to go up a lot. So yeah, interesting from an investing standpoint. Okay, so today specifically we will look at the forex market, the US dollar, and the Mexican pesos. Distance from 52-week low and 52-week highs. Let's first look a bit at the seasonality. So here you can see the percentage of months in which the US dollar strengthened vis-a-vis the Mexican pesos. You can see that August obviously is super strong. We are currently in November, and it is usually in favor of the US dollar. So 60% of the time it goes higher. Let's now look at the charts. Okay, so the way the charts work with the forex pair is that when it goes up now or down, it means that the US dollar is strengthening or weakening vis-a-vis the Mexican pesos. The big picture quite clearly is that we have seen the US dollar strengthen quite significantly over a long period of time, which is not really a huge shock, that there's more faith in the US economy than the Mexican. But there have been meaningful pullbacks every now and then. Like this correction here, as an example, it was minus 19%, which is quite significant here in the forex market. So let's zoom in a bit. So we have this massive consolidation range, a big breakout, huge, big move. Then we retrace. Let's actually do this. I almost never do them. Where are they? The Fibonacci Retracements. So if you do it from the high to the current level, let's go down here to this lows, and then we can get the Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci's are interesting. The problem I have with the Fibonacci's is that because you can decide upon many different starting points and endpoints for the retracement. Hence, if you have like 100 Fibonacci aficionados draw these levels, they will come up with very different levels. So there is problems with the reliability. The reliability of the 200-week moving average in red is extremely good because everyone get the same. There are some differences between using a simple moving average or exponential, but it's similar, more reliable, that is. Okay, anyway, what I do find interesting here with US dollar Mexican pesos is that we have seen the bears push it down significantly. And we are so close here to this blue 100-week moving average. You can see here, it's been relevant many times here in the past. So it is if you go back here as well, so this moving average is a big deal. If we do find support there, it could be a very good buy level here for the US dollar. So that's definitively something to keep on your radar. Let's get the correlation here with the S&P 500, like that, and we save. So you can see that there's an 18% positive correlation, which is, very modest. So not any strong correlation. Let's go here to the daily data points. Let's get a bunch of data. If you look here at RSI, you can see that RSI, it is used rather dynamically, up and down, up and down. It doesn't like to be overbought or oversold. This here was certainly an anomaly due to the lockdown, which created this super surge, this super demand for the US dollar. But it was, an absolutely historic anomaly. Usually it doesn't like to be overbought over longer periods. The same thing with oversold levels. So that is a tradable signal. Another thing, okay, let's look at the correlations. So minus 88% negative correlation short term. Something that I also want to highlight here, that is the horizontal support levels. I am generally speaking quite skeptical of drawing lines on the chart because it's an unreliable process, but that is primarily when it comes to these diagonal lines, because you can draw all kinds of diagonal lines, which makes them unreliable, but when it comes to horizontal lines, they are far more reliable. And if you look at this level I've drawn in here, it's a very clear resistance level. And that is a possible support level here. Hence, it is not given that we necessarily need to go down to the blue 100-week moving average, because that moving average, it is moving upwards, it is positive. Hence, in a few weeks, we will meet that moving average even if we stay at these levels. So we do have this horizontal possible support level right here, right now, and then we have incoming support from the 100-week. So if you take these things together, I do think that you could make a bullish case for the US dollar, even if it just is like a bounce, because the bears have been very aggressive. Hence, we do expect some mean reversion. It is obviously very true that the United States will be a politically and economically very volatile country for the coming months. Even when a president is selected, whether it is Mr. T or Mr. B, there will be many Americans who will not view that person as legitimate. So that's a major issue. And I think the lesson here for both parties is that you need to run candidates that have a very broad appeal. At least the front person should be one with a broad appeal. You can, of course, have people, on the team that are, a bit more colorful. That's not an issue. I mean, you can, of course you can, but it's a better idea for them to be more a part of the team instead of being the front person, because the situation here in United States, it long term can be very disastrous. It can this could be the breaking point for that empire. And it is, an empire that is getting long in the tooth. There's all kinds of issues when it comes to legitimacy due to failed wars. The economic system that America promotes has been utterly unable to solve, the big picture problems like when it comes to environmental ecology, the diversity in nature, because there's a big mass extinction event ongoing, and that's a much bigger problem actually than the temperature increasing. Okay, but that's a digression. But anyway, I think there's something much bigger going on, and I don't think either the Democrats or Republicans really grasp what kind of disastrous decision and decisions they both have made over a long period. Whatever you do, of course, don't fight the trend, and may the trend be with you.